9 players to sell in your Dynasty fantasy football leagues, baby. Let's get it. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Tap. My name is Michael, and this is Brooks and John. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing just as good as every day. Every day is a great day in the eyes of fantasy football.
Very positive. Very positive.
Very positive.
So today is just like any other normal day for you?
I would say I feel just as good as I do today as I did the past 2 days.
That's a very good way to put it. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's doing well tonight or today, whenever you're watching this video.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Good one, John. All right. We have got 9 players to sell in your Dynasty Fantasy Football Leagues, baby. So we're going to jump right into it. Brooks, hit us with it. Number 1.
All right.
These are in no particular order.
No particular order going on right now. But number 1, we're going to try to get rid of Ezekiel Elliott right now. And the reason being is that it's getting to that point in a running back's career, in an elite running back's career, where you kind of just aren't elite anymore. Not to say that you're bad or worthless, but there comes a time where Ezekiel Elliott is not elite anymore. I think we're here. I think we were here last year. So if he's on your team, you could still probably get some decent value from him in a trade. Maybe you could get, a decent player that maybe you could, flex or run in a wide receiver or running back slot. Maybe pair that with the pick. I think you could do it. I think you should do it, especially while he still has value, because he is still going to be good this year. He could still have value even for next year. It's just you kind of want to hot commodities while they still have value and name recognition. And Ezekiel, it still has that, in my opinion. I say that you should probably get rid of him if you have him on your dynasty team.
Yeah, I would think that if you haven't done your rookie draft yet, he's probably a great name to try to package if you want to try to move up into the draft, or if you want to try to grab a receiver and move back in the draft, or snipe a player from somebody. So definitely, if you're not able to get decent value for him, though, I think he's one of those guys that you're kind of might just be in that situation where you got to hold him till he's actually done. Just because if you can't get much for him, he's still going to give you a couple games here and there.
So here's my take as a Zeke owner. Okay. I bought him last year, I believe.
You were all on Zeke last year.
I was going to win it all. And I mean, he helped me get to the championship. I mean, he really did. He had his shit games. He had his,
mediocre games.
No, he had good games, bro. I mean, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, top 12, top 10 running back, actually.
Zeke was a top 10 running back to finish the year last year.
Yeah, number 6. But it's the thing that killed him, and the perception about him is the fact that he did shitty at the end, and it hurt a lot of people like me, running back 49 in the freaking championship. So how do I win with that? And of course, Tony Pollard everybody's got this illusion that he's going to be like this. Yeah. If you actually look at his numbers, he's not been that great. Tony Pollard. He's been good. Flashes, not great. Anyways, this is my...
Glad we're on the same page.
This is my... Sorry, I'm clogged up. This is my take on Zeke. What I'm doing right now is, because I've got Zeke, I've got Nick Chubb, I've got all these old heads, and I have no draft capital. I am holding Zeke until we get into the season. I am praying to all that is holy that he just has a monster first half of the year, and I can, just like he did this past year, and I can trade him away for some solid draft capital, maybe a young guy, to a team that's competing and needs a running back.
Hopefully he tails off after that, and that player that you traded him to is not going to be able to beat you in the fantasy championship. I like your thinking.
Well, even if he doesn't tail off, I don't really care. I just need youth.
Yeah.
Young. Zeke is no longer young.
Nope.
Far from it.
All right, John, hit us with the first.
All right. I'm going to be sticking with the running guys have been keeping up on my TikToks or our TikToks, then you're already going to know this name. It's going to be Antonio Gibson. And part of the main reason that we're going to be sticking away from him is he's still getting drafted as a top 12 running back in the league. There's still a lot of value around him, and he still holds a lot of trade value. So if you're holding on to him right now and you're still expecting him to have that CMC type role for Ron Rivera that's been promised to you since you drafted him 2 years ago, don't expect that to ever happen. You need to move on from the dream. Just pick up your bags and move on. J.D. McKissick was re-signed there for another year. That's going to severely cap his ability to open up that receiving game much more. Brian Robinson brought into the offense is going to also possibly hurt his red zone touches. And what we've already seen from Ron Rivera is him talking about putting them as a 1-2 punch, especially in the third down field. Sorry, in the red zone. And then something else that I find intriguing is with Carson Wentz there, as well as them going and grabbing, Jahan Dotson. I do think that their total rushing attempts is probably going to be looking to go down a little bit this season. And I do think that they start passing the ball a little bit more downfield, which is going to shorten drives and not give him as much opportunity to get as many touches throughout the season. And I do think we see Antonio Gibson slowly start falling off, just as running backs don't seem to last in this league at a high end unless they're elite for more than like 3 to 4 years. And it seems like we might be heading towards the slow down trend.
Yeah, I am totally off of Antonio Gibson. I feel like his value is completely gone, especially after J.D. McKissick resigned. They got Brian Robinson. It's come out that they want, a D'Angelo Williams and whatever scheme they had back in Carolina. And Jonathan Stewart. Yeah, I believe that was a combo. But anyways, and it's not it's been publicized, and Antonio Gibson has had flashes, but has not really been that running back that he's been like cracked up to be. And that's really hurting his the outlook that fantasy owners have him. I feel like he's at probably his lowest value of his career, as fantasy goes. So, yeah, if you haven't done it, sell him now or wait till or try, like similar to Zeke, try to package him maybe to move up into a first round pick or something like that. But yeah, get off Antonio Gibson. It's just going to crash and burn from here.
Yeah, we don't like fire. Avoid the fire. So avoid Gibson and get him off.
Gibson started the fire.
Man, I was hoping that you would continue. And now I'm disappointed. It's okay, though.
That's okay. We don't need to go back. All right, Mike, who do you got?
All right, Brooks. Let's hear it. Who's your number 2?
My number 2 here is going to be
Mike. Did you give yours?
Oh, wait. I didn't even give my first one.
I did interrupt you. Yeah. I did feel wrong for speaking, so. Mike, the floor.
No, you're good. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, listen, my guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm just going to preface all 3 of my guys, except for potentially one. If you are competing for a championship this year, like if you've got the team that you have, like you're like, damn, I am stacked, then these are guys I would not sell. But I am selling them at the height of their career, at the height of their hype, or close to it. First one, Cooper Kupp. Matt Stafford just coming off of probably his best year ever. 191 targets. Okay. Robert Woods. That team last year, through up until Robert Woods got hurt, had 2 wide receiver ones on that team. So I do think it's doable. One reason why I really like Allen Robinson. But Cooper Kupp is not going to get 191 targets again. No way. The closest he ever got to that was 134. And I know this is a different quarterback and things like that, kind of different scheme, but Matt Stafford literally just had one of the best, second or third best year of his career. I don't see them repeating that. And I don't see Cooper Kupp seeing 191 targets and 16 touchdowns. I think we see closer to, 120 catches, 115 catches, 1,200 yards and like 10 touchdowns. Okay. But right now I'm going to get value. People are hyped on Cooper Kupp. They want to re-sign him to a long-term contract or a 4-year contract. So I am selling Cooper Kupp now.
Yeah, I think you're right. The value is so high for him, and we see it every time someone finishes as the wide receiver one. They don't seem to repeat the following year. We haven't seen that happen in the past decade and a half, from what I can remember.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, and for instance, look at Tyreek Hill. Look at Tyreek Hill. Okay. Last year, at this time last year, you could have traded him for what Cooper Kupp's value is right now. Completely a different team. His value is much lower. So,
all right, Brooks, hit us with your second one.
All right, since the rotation's now in the correct order, I feel much more comfortable speaking. So I'm just going to list out my guy. Hurts me to do so. You see the Jets hat, as I usually do wear one. I'm going to be selling Michael. I think he's a prime candidate to be sold at this current moment because I think due to the amount of production that he was able to produce last year, people are still very, very high on him. But I think as people, especially as we get closer to the start of the preseason and the actual training camps that are going to be right before preseason and getting into the regular season,
right.
I think people are going to realize that Michael Carter is going to have a little bit less of a significant role than people might have even expected. I think Breece Hall is that good and he commands that much of a workload because he's that explosive. You're going to want him on the field. Michael Carter is going to be a dynamic and explosive backup and a good, piece to have, behind him. Probably one of the better handcuffs that you could have for a running back. But I think people that think he's going to have a sizable role might be overjudging that a bit. And I hope I'm wrong because I love Michael Carter. But at this current moment, I'm thinking about selling them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would agree with you. I think you could sell him. I think you can still get a little bit of value from him, but you're not going to be getting anything like what he was worth before the draft.
Yeah.
No.
It's either sell him now or hold. I mean, or you're going to hold him for a while and then Breece Hall is going to be what he's cracked up to be. And then you're not going to get any value. And, you might get a game here or there if Breece Hall's gone, but unfortunately, because I like Michael Carter too, coming out of college, the bell has rung. Ding. So, all right, John.
All right. My number 2 guy is going to be someone that kind of in the same situation as Mike, where you're only selling this guy trying to get value because he randomly became more valuable this offseason due to some of their team's moves. And that's going to be Rashad Bateman. Right now, he's got a huge capital due to the role in the offense that's projected towards him. But there's possible problems with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore as of right now. And then if you actually look at the performance breakdowns and the lineups of Duvernay and Bateman, Duvernay seems to fit in the Marquise Brown role a lot more, if that's even what they're trying to replicate, which doesn't mean that it's going to be. And even in Rashad Bateman's minimal play last season after coming off of the injury that he started the season with, he showed some minor flashes, but right now there's according to some trade calculators, he's worth somewhere around some mid-tier young running backs. I mean, one trade calculator was saying that you could get Cam Akers for Rashad Bateman right now straight. I mean, I don't know. I have Rashad Bateman in a couple leagues, and I've been trying to shop him, but I haven't found anyone that's willing to really give me the boatload yet. But I do think that he's someone that can yield you a lot of value, and I think he's someone that could still be a bust candidate.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rashad, but he is hyped. He is really hyped right now. So if you want to cash out on some hype value, because we really don't know what his true value is. This time next year, we could be talking about the Ravens drafting a receiver in the first round, and I mean, Rashad Bateman's going to the wayside.
We could even see the Ravens sign a veteran receiver in this offseason as well. OBJ coming in later in the season when he's healthy. Will Fuller still around.
Yeah. I'd probably you want to know what I'd do? If I was in a position where I was trying to rebuild a team, I actually would use Rashad Bateman to acquire more picks to rebuild the team. I don't know if I would rebuild a team with Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
All right, Mike.
All righty. My second is going to be, and he's coming off of a meh year. This is the guy I said, you're not going to get top-notch value for, but he's still pretty highly sought after, and especially if you find a team who needs a running back, this could be a good guy to trade away at this portion of his career. But that's going to be Dalvin Cook with the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really just
I traded him away this year.
there you go. I think this is the highest his value is going to be for the remainder of his career. After this, he's going into year 6. That's when we start seeing these running backs slow up, Kirk Cousins, that whole offense. I mean, it was surprisingly good last year, or fantasy relevant. But with Adam Thielen getting older, Kirk Cousins getting older, Dalvin Cook is, 26, which isn't that old. I'm older than 26, unfortunately, but in running back terms, that's starting to get to that age. So I am going to be selling Dalvin Cook if I do not have a team that is competing right this second.
See, I actually, when I did trade him, I had a team that I feel like was competing this very second. But I was actually offered a haul for him. I was offered Travis Etienne and a first-round pick next year.
Yeah, I like that.
And I took that right away. No second thoughts. So, I think that you can get some very, very solid value for him, and you better take that while you can.
Yep. So, yeah. Plus, he's never finished a freaking season in his life. He's always
a lot of guys don't though.
No, I know. I'm just saying, it'd be good to get a younger guy, for Dalvin. So,
all right, Brooks, last one.
Last one I have here for me, and I hate to do this because praise be the sun god, but I say you should go out and probably sell Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let me explain why. Again, praise be the sun god. I think that right now is going to be the most hype that you're going to have for Amon-Ra St. Brown, because the way that his season ended, there are a lot of people thinking that he is the real deal Holyfield when it comes to being able to be a wide receiver 1 slot type receiver. And I don't think he's a wide receiver 1 slot type receiver. I think he's a wide receiver 2. And I think he has chances to boom, to get wide receiver 1 numbers. But we kind of alluded to this in a previous video and in previous conversations, is that the Lions are very, very healthy coming into this year, and they have a lot more weapons to distribute that ball around. And the more I think about it, the more it does make sense that if you're looking to rebuild the team and you just happen to draft this player, you probably draft him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Me personally, I draft him in the 3rd round. If you could ride the hype and acquire assets to rebuild the team, you should do it. It breaks my heart, but you should do it because you can acquire serious assets for the hype that he is. And again, he's not bad, but I'm going with Amon-Ra here.
He's like Rashad Bateman would be if Rashad Bateman had a fire end of the season. He's on that hype level. Even if you're not rebuilding your team, even if you want to keep them, even if you want to win now, go trade Amon-Ra St. Brown to a team that is hurting, that has no youngsters, that is older, but has maybe a couple studs, maybe a couple studs on their team, and see if you can get somebody to help you win right now if you have that roster to do so. So, and then, you can get a stud and a pick, an older stud, but a stud and then a pick. So,
yeah.
So,
breaks my heart. Praise be the sun god.
Praise be the sun god. All right, John.
All right, let me get my last guy in here. So if you guys did your Dynasty startups last year, then sometime around 7th to 9th round, 4 or 5 rounds after Brandon Ayuk was drafted, you guys decided and got lucky enough to pick up this wide receiver that you figured was going to give you 1 or 2 weeks. His name was Deebo Samuel. Now you're looking at someone who's currently being valued top 5 wide receiver, not only in redraft, but a top 10 wide receiver in dynasty formats. This man's value is off the charts. You're talking about another guy who likely is not going to repeat. If you guys go back to our episode, a couple episodes ago, we did wide receivers to avoid. I brought up Deebo Samuel. He had a 1,400 receiving yard season. Probably not going to be more than 1,100 at best in optimal situation. What he thrived on last season was those 14 touchdowns, and those could easily knock down when 8 of those came from the rushing game, and it's likely we see him take less of a role in that run game this season. Even if he still does have his hands attached to the running back position at all, it's not going to be in that same quantity that we got last year. So for him to finish as a wide receiver 5 would be him just having another an incredible season that we're not going to see with a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, new scheme, and more weapons on the team.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Nothing else to say.
Yeah. Just like the Niners said, it would take a treasure chest of a haul to get Deebo Samuel off the Niners. You can trade him and get a treasure chest of a haul for your dynasty team. It's right there. Yeah. You can do it. I agree with the take. You should do it. I think it'll be very difficult to repeat what he did, especially with the offseason he's had. So go ahead and get your worth for him.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then finally, my last guy, again, preface, if you have a team to compete, I don't think you should get rid of this guy. He's coming off his best year ever. And that's going to be Austin Eckler, scoring 20 freaking touchdowns. 20 touchdowns, ladies and gentlemen. He scored, the most he's ever scored was 11. Obviously, that was when Melvin Gordon was on the team, but still, 20 touchdowns. That's not happening again. That is not consistent. That is not repeatable. All right. 70 catches, which for Austin Eckler is repeatable. He's done it before, 92. But still, 120 of his points came off of touchdowns. Wild.
I don't see the issue.
That's wild. Wild touchdown percentage ratio.
No, absolutely.
Didn't even rush for 1,000 yards. You're blurry.
Yeah, it's not.
It says 20.
20 touchdowns.
20.
I saw it.
So no. It's not happening again. All right. Sell him while you can. Sell him with this hype and pick up Isaiah Spiller while you got it. But anyways, yeah, sell Austin Eckler, bro. 20 Did I say 20 touchdowns?
Hey man, let's give him the credit. He's still the 1,500 plus all-purpose yards.
No, 100%.
Still extremely efficient on all of it, and it's not his fault. He's a baller.
No, I love Austin Eckler. I think he's one of the best. He is one of the best people and players for the NFL. Like his charisma, stuff like that. Like everything, man. I love Austin Eckler, but I'm selling him right now. I'm selling him right now. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's it. That's all we got for you. So, all right. Thanks so much.
I really like that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like that one.
That was a good episode. Wait, you like Austin Eckler, Sal? 20 touchdowns?
I like the 20 touchdown enthusiasm. I like the Austin Eckler sell. I like the whole episode. I'm liking everything that's being brought to the table right now.
Dope. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. John Brooks, as always, we'll see you next time. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.